We probably all know that logo design should be a vector file, and that a logo should be original yet also simple. These are just common rules that all designers should follow. However, I'm going to share some equally important rules, but ones which are not talked about that much anywhere. The first rule as a logo designer that you should never break is that you shouldn't show any signs of weakness to your graphic design client. Now, what does this mean exactly? Well, firstly, understand that half of the trick to getting your logo designs approved and sold to a client is story-based. You need to sell them your ideas backed up with logic and also reason. If you come across as being weak in terms of your design confidence, this is going to be a lot harder to achieve. But let me explain. If I'm designing a logo for, say, an organics food company, and I present my client the initial concepts, I need to back up every decision that I've made with logic and also confidence. I shouldn't say things such as, I was going to use pale green, but then I kind of got stuck between this blue color. Because I couldn't decide, I've decided to show you both. Now, this might seem helpful or as if you're trying to cover two bases, but in the eyes of the client, it looks like you're not so sure about your designs and also your skills. The client, consciously and also subconsciously speaking, wants you to be 100% confident in your ability and decision making. If you are and come across as professional as well, then you have a far better chance of your designs being approved and thus getting paid. The second rule here is that you should always make the logo for the right person. Now, a truly novice logo designer will make the logo according to their favorite trend or their favorite style, while totally forgetting the client in the situation. A kind of mid-tier designer will design the logo for their client, but a truly professional and a skilled logo designer will design the logo for a targeted market group of that client. Again, going back to the confidence thing, when delivering the designs to the client, say why you have done what you've done and sell the story to them of how it's going to appeal to the target market, and subsequently increasing the brand's awareness and so on. Always remember who you're designing the logo for, and that should be obvious from the research you've done prior to designing anything. Rule number 3 is that the logo type should always complement the brand's identity and the message. Getting the logo mark or the symbol correct is only half of the game. The logo type itself is equally as crucial and should continue the message you're trying to convey to the target market. If you take a look at the Chanel logo, you can see the logo type is modern, it's sleek, and it's also important in nature. This is carried by the modern sans serif style, and also a nice amount of kerning between each letter and presented all in uppercase lettering. If we then take a look at Airbnb, they have rounded yet modern and friendly logotype examples. Why? Well, because the rebrand wanted to appear friendly and welcoming to people, yet also cutting edge and modern at the same time. The typeface style and the fact they've used lowercase letters will help to push this narrative to the audience. When presenting your conceptual ideas to the client, showing how your choice of logotype targets a certain group of people and how it's going to represent the brand from a psychological point of view is only going to add to your conviction and your power as a designer trying to sell them your visual ideas. Not showing how you've arrived at these decisions is only going to go against you when it comes to persuading them. You can think of it kind of like a courtroom where you need to present evidence in your favor. The fourth rule that you should never break as a logo designer is that you should study the competition. There are many designers out there who overlook this or just brush it off as not being important, whereas I argue the complete opposite, and so do many professional branding agencies out there. You have to study what the competition is doing simply because they're trying to grab and steal the revenue and business from your clients. So what happens if you design a logo that appears almost identical to the competitor of the market? Well, firstly, your client is going to feel ripped off, and secondly, the brand isn't going to do so well. And if you didn't study the competition, this could easily happen. Studying the competition means you can tailor a design to have an edge up on the competition and better position the brand in the market. When designing a logo or a brand identity, it isn't an expression of art where you kind of make something cool or pretty. It's a tool that needs to represent the brand in the market, almost as if it's going to war against other businesses. That is pretty much the reality of the situation. But yeah, if you want to learn more about logo designing or graphic design in general, do click a video on screen, and until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.